Everyone, and welcome back. This is episode 19 of Life at Leeds. If you joined us last time, we had a game against Bournemouth. We got beat 3-1. Since then, it's been pretty happy reading. Let's have a look and see how we've been faring. So we started off as first game after the Bournemouth game with a 3-0 win against Reading at home. 2 goals from Zach Clough and Stuart Dallas, the difference in this game. Unfortunately, he did get injured straight after in the training, so that's always nice. We backed up the 3-0 win against Reading with a 2-1 win away at Preston, and we were very good value for it, to be fair. Then the good form continued with a home win against Bristol City, 3-0 this time. Chris Wood getting a goal and Dallas getting the brace. Very dominant performance, not even a shot on target from Bristol City. Yeah, brilliant. As a result, with our form, we end up with 5 players in the team of the week, showing we're making great strides going forward. On top of that, Dallas won the Player of the Month with 4 goals and 3 appearances at 8.3 average rating. That was very pleasing to see. We've got a ball confidence update, and they're still very pleased. Finances are still dropping, down to 11.5 million now. Seem to be losing 2.5 million a month. It's kind of concerning, if I'm honest with you. Unino Kane, he's actually leaving to go to QPR. He's actually leaving for £1.1 million. Then we had an away game at St James's Park, and obviously it's Newcastle. They're up top of the table. I expected a tough game, but we gave them a game, and we were 2-1 up. On the balance of play, they probably deserved it, but it's just gutting. Then Sam Gallagher got injured for 6 to 7 weeks, unfortunately. And following that news, we had a disappointing home defeat against Brentford. We lost 3-1 at home. Appalling, basically. We got outplayed at home. Alex Mowatt getting the goal for us. But we bounced back with a 3-1 away win against Sheffield Wednesday. Brig Cut getting a goal, a rare goal as well, along with Zach Clough and Ronaldo Vieira getting another goal. Starting to get more on the score sheet now. It's very pleasing to see. We've won 5-0 again, a high scoring game, this time against Birmingham, with a clean sheet as well, which is fantastic. Zach Clough getting 2, Chris will getting 2, and Alex Mowatt getting a 5th. Just to let you know that we drew Spurs in the FA Cups. It's going to be a tough tie. And as a result of that 5-0 drop into Birmingham City, we ended up with 8 players in the team of the week, which is fantastic. We did, however, though, follow that up with a disappointing, I have to say, 2-2 draw, and I'm not joking. Literally 91 minutes and 59 seconds Derby County scored. Are absolutely devastated. But then, probably the best game of the season for the neutral, a local derby against Huddersfield Town, booed Huddersfield Town, and what a cracker this was. And if you look at the score, at the goal scorers, 5 different scorers, which is largely pleasing, but 4-0 up at half time. And then we just capitulated. They got it back to 4-3, did Huddersfield, and my ass is going 50 pence, 20 pence, 50 pence, 20 pence. And, you know, fortunately Alex Mowatt popped up with the goal just to give us the initiative once more. But I'm just glad we came out of it with a win. We then followed that result with another away win, this time against another rival, Cardiff City. A bit more closer contest, it seemed anyway. And then, contender for the most boring game of the season. I kid you not a single highlight at all. At all. But fortunately we went away to Brighton and gave them a bit of a spanking. Yeah, 3-0. Sam Gallagher making his return, getting 2 goals, and Zach Clough getting another from a defensive error. Yeah, fantastic. But then this is the best news. The board wanted to hold a meeting to discuss extending my contract, which I was more than happy to do. And as a result, we've signed another 3-year deal. Not only that, Ronaldo Vieira signed a contract extension as well. It does mean he's got a minimum fee release clause of £12.75 million, which is a pain in the dick because these agents just like to, leave these minimum fee release clauses, and they leave them like locked so you can't take them off and negotiate out of them. And then we had another emphatic victory before today's game against Fulham. It was this time against Bolton once more. We put another 5 goals past him. That's 11 goals we scored past him. But yeah, it started off with an own goal. Then Mowatt scored a minute later. And then we got 3 late goals, which probably did flatter us, to be honest with you. And Angelino, he's been obviously playing a hell of a lot more since Charlie Taylor's departure. And he has been playing exceptionally well, especially when Pocognoli got injured. He's stepped up to the plate and he's been brilliant. A couple other bits of news is O'Kane has left the club now. He's gone to QPR. We've brought in Luke Moran. Have a bit more of a look of him here. I think I mentioned before, a couple of episodes before, that his determination is very high. and his concentration. He's mentally very strong. Like, made me go towards him to bring him in. Only as a youngster, potentially sell him on for a better fee at a later date. Then Newcastle have made an offer for Stuart Dallas. I've turned it down. I've set his his transfer specified amount that I want, like 20 million, and I've come in with like an offer that works out at £10 million. It's not enough. So we've played 13 games since the last time he joined us, and we've drawn 3, lost 1, and won 9. So it's very happy reading, a lot of points there, and as a result it sees us in 4th place at this moment in time. I also want to draw the attention to the fact that we've got the best goal difference in the league. We've got the most goals by far, easily, and we're only 6 points off today's opponents. If we can get a win against these, that'll see us make massive strides in hoping to get automatic promotion. So moving on to Fulham, obviously we know that Fulham had a similar sort of route to the Premier League as Bournemouth, you know, back in the day. John Tiguani, or whatever he was called. I remember Kevin Keegan when in charge of them back in the day. And they spent a hell of a long time, I'd say about 12, 13 years in the Premier League before they got relegated. They even got to the Europa League final as well. They did really well, to be fair. But then they've got relegated, and then they've been languishing in the bottom sort of areas of the Championship. Now they've got the manager that is Eugenio Carini. Very determined individual, but I wouldn't say he's amazing looking at the rest of his stats. Their captain is Tom Kearney, who is very good and can play in a multitude of different positions, and he's definitely going to be one to look out for. He's got a wicked left foot, scores goals from range for fun, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a tricky customer today. Then the key player is Josebed, I want to say he's called. I'd argue that Kearney's better than him, in my opinion, but it does look very good in terms of his creativity. Passing 15, vision 15, technique 14, decisions 15. For this level, that is exceptional. So he's going to be definitely a big player for them today. Finally, before we get into the team selection, we'll have a look at their form. And if you have a look at it, it's a bit scary reading, isn't it, really? They've won like a shit ton of games. They've won 10 out of the last 12 games, losing 1. If you look at the same amount of time as us, 13 games they've played. They've drawn 2, lost 1, and won like all the rest. So they're only slightly better than us by 2 points. So it's going to be a very tough game, this. I'm under no illusions it's going to be hard. So for today's game, there's a few issues. The fact that we played 2 days ago against Bolton. So we're having to rest a few players. And playing a couple of players that probably wouldn't normally play. It does mean that we do have a bit of a weakened side as a result, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. We're going to start off with Bentley in goal. We're going to go Frown at right back and youngster Downing at left back. He has done a really good job when he's played, averaging a 7 so far. But yeah, we've got Luis Lopez and Bartley in the middle because Big Ken is suspended, so I can't. My hand is forced there. We've got Sacco on the right, Dallas on the left, even though he's a bit unfit. Kamara Roof is still injured and he's a better player than Mo at the minute, so he's playing ahead of him because they're both in the same condition. Phillips partners Tyra in the middle of the park, mainly because of Brigcut's fitness. I do like Tyra, he's more composed on the ball and it could suit his style of play today, I think. Then we've got Clough partnering Gallagher up top. Gallagher came on for the last couple of minutes. Maybe it was a bad mistake because he's on 92% fitness, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping that we can get a result regardless. It's going to be a very tough game. I'm under no illusions. So I'm just going to assertively tell them that we owe Fulham after what happened in his last match, remember, in the beaters in the earlier game in the season. So let's come on and kick their ass. Not as good reaction as I would have liked, but it's something, so I'm just going to give them some faith. That's a bit more happy reading. We've got a lot of greenery there. Just passionately said I've got faith. Let's hope we can do it, boys. Come on. Today's game is brought to you live from Ellen Road. It's Leeds United FC against Fulham FC. Right, one thing worth noting rather. Ronaldo Vieira would have been playing, but he came down with a cold, the poor lad. Had sniffles. So he's off. He's off sick. The sounds are off. He's a minute. The sounds are back on. So get rid of that. There we go. Anyway, Deco. That's not the Deco. I can confirm it's not the real Deco. It would have been about 806 as Bartley hits the bar. It's cleared away by Deco. Ah, that's a shame. It's a bright start by Leeds, but Deco's got a chance to flow it in. It's headed away by Luis Lopez, and now Dallas, can he start a counter-attack? He's charging forward at pace, plays it through to Clough, who's got a bit of pace about him. Can he get a shot away? He can! He's got in! Get in, you mofo! Button You can still button on that, you twat. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway. But yeah, Clough got it here. This is what he's been like. He's just like, he scores goals like this. Broke Button's hand and ends up in the back of the goal. Right, Faraoni has it. Plays it infield to Phillips. Phillips now, long ball towards Clough. Clough's got it now. Can he hit another shot? Have a go, son. He does. It's wide. So 1-0 up. We're looking very good value for his lead. I'm just hoping we can keep it up. So I just told him to not get complacent, and only 2 people have reacted. So I'm going to have to give some faith again. That's better reading, isn't it? Fantastic. Come on, boys. Let's keep it up. Right, so Fulham get the second half underway. Playing in their red shirts. So there's not been a single highlight in the second half. I'm just going to make a couple of changes. Bridcut's going to come off for Phillips. Phillips is looking very tired, and so is Dallas. So I'm bringing on Moet for him. That's mainly what I'm doing. I'm bringing on the most tired players off. So hopefully they can get straight in there like swimwear and make a difference. And once again, there's not been any more highlights, so I'm just going to bring Chris Wood on for Sam Gallagher. He's not had the best game, but he's also looking a little bit tired, so I'm going to bring Chris Wood on, and maybe he can make the difference. He's got quite a lot of assists this season, so we'll have to wait and see. Well, there's not been much happen. I did do a cheeky calm concentrate to quote Loki Doki, but it looks like that's going to be enough. Down in Mauls, Puskas to the floor, and this is a big win, you know. I don't mind that there's no highlights, because this is, like I say, a big win in the scheme of things. 2 informed sides, that's a massive win, and it's Zach Clough that's got the winner. So I'm absolutely ecstatic with that. It's a shame about there being hardly any highlights, but in the whole scheme of things, in terms of going up, that's a massive victory for us, and I'm going to tell them that as well. And they've reacted quite well. I've just assertively said it like, but yeah, fantastic result for us. So yeah, that result lifts us into 3rd position, 3 points behind Fulham, as I was saying before, and 5 points behind Newcastle. Getting a little bit closer to them as well. They've only lost 2 games all season, but they've drawn quite a few. We've only lost 5, but look at the amount of goals we've scored. 67. 67 goals. Newcastle is nearest challenger with 50. You know, but we have conceded 32, which is still fairly high, but nowhere near as bad as last season. I mean, I'd say we're probably top half in terms of goals conceded, as in the least amount. But yeah, we've just beat Fulham. They don't concede many goals, as I said before. They were the team with the least goals conceded, but we've done them 1-0, and I can't be happier. So moving on to the next game, the next live com, should I say. I think for the next live com, we're going to play another chunk of games. Like I said before, I want to get through this season as quickly as possible. Try and get us in the Premier League so we can, you know, try and actually get some real achievements happening. We're going to come back for the current top of the league side, which is Newcastle. I'm expecting them to still be there or thereabouts, so it should be a tough game. It helps us clear up quite a lot of the games. If there is any like FA Cup big games like a Manchester United or something like that, I know we've got Spurs. I'm not expected to get past them, but I'm thinking more like quarterfinals onwards. So if we do happen to get past Spurs, I'll be over the moon, but I'm just not expecting it. But yeah, we're going to come back for the Newcastle game. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, why not press that like button? It helps out a great deal to get us like seen on the you know, the search bars or whatever, you know, the side things where you can see other people's videos. Suggestions, I think, is what I'm looking for. If you're new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? It again, massively appreciated. Bear in mind that probably if we do make it to the Premier League, I'll probably go back to doing just a few highlights and in games, so it'll be back to normal then. But just in this season, I just want to try and fly through it as quickly as possible. But so hopefully you understand my reasoning. But yeah, hopefully you'll join us for the Newcastle game, yeah, at the end of March, 31st of March, and hopefully you'll join us for that, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.